Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your tarot reading for the month of April. This is going to be a reading for the people born under the Lover's card and the Devil card. And if you do not know what your tarot birth card is, there will be a link to the instructional video on how to work it out in the description box below. Now for this reading I'm going to be using Andrea Aste's new tarot deck called the Book of Shadow and Alchemist Story. I reviewed this gorgeous deck about 2 weeks ago, and there'll be a link to the review in the description box below too if you're interested in checking out the cards and getting them for yourselves. So as usual for my monthly spread, I have split my deck into 3 piles. We have the major arcana here for the energy of the month, the court cards over here, which is how you're advised to show up to maximize this energy, and the minor arcana to delve into your message. So if you would like to connect to the energy of the deck and the reading, now's the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle it. So what is the main energy for the month of April for my Aquarians born under the Lover's card and the Devil card, please? So your energy for the month is the Strength card. Now obviously I will go through all of the meanings when all the cards are out. Let me just place it here. So what court card are they advised to embody for the month, please? And you're advised to embody the characteristic of the Knight of Cups. So taking action, most definitely. This is an action-oriented card. Alright, let's delve into your messages. So what do my Aquarians need to hear for their highest good, please, for the month of April? We have a jumper, so I will put it in the first position. Alright. So the jumper was the Nine of Swords, which I'm going to put here. We then have the Three of Coins and the Six of Swords, which is a much better energy than the Nine of Swords to in the progression. That's really good. Okay, then we have the Seven of Coins, the Ace of Coins, and the Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy at work that you may not be aware of, but that's definitely here, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, this is really beautiful because you've got 2 aces, okay? So 2 brand new beginnings or opportunities or doors that potentially could open for you. The Wands energy being the fire element, which represents anything that's going to really ignite your heart and soul on fire. Something that you're going to find very exciting, and it could also represent a creative outburst, but something that holds the promise of you know, quenching your thirst for excitement and reviving that little twinkle in your life, you know, that excitement. That's what I'm getting very clearly with this Ace of Wands here. And you may not be aware that this is what's you're being prepared for, but this is where we're going with it. So the energy for the month is the card of Strength, and to be honest with you, as I looked at the cards coming onto the mat and I saw the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Coins, I thought, I can see why. Because the Strength card is a card of persistence, okay? This is the ultimate card of do not give up, you've got this. The Strength card appears when sometimes we feel a bit of a pinch of doubt coming in, you know, do I have this? Am I capable of doing this? When we start doubting ourselves because maybe we have some challenges that have come our ways, you know, or maybe there's been some difficulties. Obviously, you know, your difficulties will be different depending on who you are and what your circumstances are. And this is when we start doubting, and the message is definitely do not doubt, okay? This is absolutely not what you should be doing right now, from what I'm seeing. The Strength card talks about using your skills, having faith in yourself, and pushing forward. It may also refer to taming your own inner beast, because for some of us, and that will speak to some of you and not everybody, but for some of us, we have something that we need to tame within ourselves. And more often than not, the way of doing so is not to use sheer force, but the more the gentler approach is what I'm trying to say. As you can see on the card here, she is opening the lion's mouth, but it doesn't look like she's straining. It's the gentler, the softer approach. So that might be something for someone out there for the month, you know, that maybe not being too forceful as well. And in order to maximize the energy, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, I did say when it came out, I said, oh, you know, definitely taking action, because the Knights represent movement, okay? They are go-getters, action takers, they go for it. Cups represents the water element. So here we're talking about the emotional body, your feelings, your intuition, and your emotions. Now, the Knight of Cups, and obviously please do remember there's no gender attached, this is just the characteristic of the card, is somebody who may have an offer that has the potential to make you happy, or somebody who's going to follow their heart, somebody who is going to go after what they believe is going to bring them emotional happiness or fulfillment. So this is what you are being advised to do, to get in touch with your heart space and take actions accordingly. And it is interesting because the Strength card has that fire element, and then here you have the water element. Now you do have the Ace of Wands as well, which is fire, so you do have a bit of fire going on here, and a couple of swords, which is the air element. So Nine of Swords, as I just mentioned, air, so to do with your thoughts, the way you perceive the world, how you analyze experiences and truths and communication, how you communicate with people. The Nine of Swords really describes, and you can clearly see it here, a state of anxiety or worries, and that's because you are one sword away from the end of a cycle. So, you know, from something that's been on your mind that has progressively grown bigger. And the Nine of Swords to me is the Courage card, because this is saying do not go down the rabbit hole, do not allow negative thoughts to take over in your head and to take away your power. For some of you, this Nine of Swords can be linked to the inner beast you have to tame, but it's just for some of you. Because I can see that, you know, there is worry. There's worry about something that you put a lot of time and effort in. The Seven of Coins is to do with earth, so to do with your everyday life, to do with your home life, your work life, your financial assets, your savings, your career, your business, maybe even exam results, because it's to do with developing your skills. For some of you, that may be that. So there is worry, there is concern, because you have invested a lot of yourself in a project or in a relationship or in your career, and you're wondering if it's going to be worth the while, if you've done enough, and if you're going to get the rewards that you're hoping for. And as you can see, she's hugging that tree passionately here, because the tree, with obviously the fruit here, is, well, that's how I read it anyway, it means the world to this person here. And so there's looking at it and thinking, oh, I've tried so hard, I've put so much time, effort, bits of my soul and heart in there. Am I going to see the result I'm expecting? And so obviously that may keep you up at night. You may find yourself thinking about it like in a loop over and over again during the day, which is a very draining energy. And that's why this card appears to say, hey, face up those thoughts, those what-ifs that are negative, and realize that all they are is just a thought. and thoughts only manifest if we put our focus on them and attention and start believing in them. So it's very important that you ground yourself and that you are patient. And when you feel that, you start having those negative feelings, do something else, meditate, do yoga, practice, go out, even, call a friend and speak of something else, or do something trivial like the dishes. That's what I do. I like to practice mindfulness by doing the dishes, but whatever works for you. And we have the Three of Coins with the Ace of Coins. Now, the three is a beautiful energy of growth, expansion, and evolution. And this could be you working very well with other people at work, or a collaboration that could indicate this. This could be people starting to take notice of the hard work that you've put into something, which we know is here because we've got it here. You just need to push through, okay? You may feel that people are not going to notice, or that you're not going to get the results that you're expecting, but the cards are saying otherwise, so you're going to be okay with that. But the results, I'm going to tell you now, may not be what you expect. Your rewards may not be shaping in the form that you think it is, or should be. And I'll say that to you. They always say that if you want to manifest something, obviously you need to visualize it, you need to feel as if it's already happened, but you also need to detach from how it materializes, from the outcome, and let the universe, or God, or your angels, your ancestors, whoever you work with, take care of it, because what you get ultimately will be what's the best for you. And so I'm saying that to you because I can see it in the cards. So there's some work here, and people recognizing your skills, seeing your growth, or you working collaboratively with people, which presents an opportunity. The Ace of Coins is a very tangible, practical opportunity, or a new door that opens. Now, it could be a little bit of money to help you with a business or with a project. It could be being accepted on a course to develop the skills that you need in order to get to where you need to be. Literally you could be headhunted, it could be a promotion. Obviously take what resonates, but there is that closely linked to this Three of Coins. People noticing your skills, your growth, your progress, or even working collaboratively brings about this door that opens. And you're going to learn a lot of lessons from it. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you've got the Six of Swords and the Five of Cups, because it's going to bring about a different kind of opportunity, which is going to be way more suited to you and way more interesting for you. Now we have the Six of Swords here, so again we're back into the mental body, but it's much better energy than the Nine of Swords, because the Six of Swords talks about understanding why something has happened, and having gained that knowledge, that experience, being able to look towards the future in a more positive way, understanding why there's been some disruption, why this has been so difficult, why maybe things did not grow as fast as you wanted them to with this Seven of Coins, and why it had to be. You understand it, and you know you've grown from it, and this is going to make you turn your back on it, because it's been challenging. I can see, or it will be challenging depending on whether it's just happened or is about to happen. It'll be different for you, time is fluid. But the Five of Cups represents a disruption, a change in your emotional state, in your emotional body. So it could go from anything to do with a bit of regret, a bit of sadness, to depression, obviously, and it depends on where you are in this. But what I'm getting the strongest vibe from this is disappointment. I can see looking at the cups and going, this is not what I expected, and I'm disappointed, but I'm learning the lessons from it, and I know what I need to do now to get something that's going to be way better suited for me. You can see in the background of this card right here, this is Sapientia. This is the city of knowledge, referencing the world that the creator has designed for this deck. And this is where the power and the riches are. So this is reflecting on what's happened, taking the lessons with you and turning around and embracing something, a new path that's going to be so much better for you. And I can see it because we have this Ace of Wands. This is the underlying energy. This is what you're not aware of. So this is you looking at this opportunity that stems from that and thinking, do you know what, I've put a lot of time and effort in it, it's not really been worth my while, but there's something so much better coming out of it. That's the message I'm getting, and it really is why we've got this Knight of Cups here. When I said to you, this is the knight that's going to take action towards what is going to bring them emotional satisfaction and fulfillment, somebody who's going to go with their heart, and that's what the advice is here, quite clearly, and to persevere, to not be do not succumb to the Five of Cups energy of just being disappointed and thinking, well, that's it, then, you know, I'm done. This is really push past this, because there's something so much better that's coming your way. So I'm going to grab a final card to close out your reading. So can we have a final message for my Aquarians, please? Yeah, you see the Seven of Wands, another card of persistence. This is the fire within you, that fire energy, the fire element, and pushing you and saying you've got the higher ground, okay? You've got the skills, and you just need to defend your stance, whether you're defending a decision you made, a set of belief that you hold, a direction you want to go towards. You just need to be deliberate, take action, and do not allow other people's prejudices, or, you know, when people try to warn you and say, oh, you know, they try to make you scared so that they stop you from doing what you need to do. This is the card saying, no, 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 I'm way above this, and I'm going to go in this direction because I know the Ace of Wands is right here, and that's what I'm interested in. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey through the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any ways, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm truly grateful you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a wonderful month, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.